Welcome to Storytime with Darcy May and Princess Foxy Lady of Maine. Today we are reading my story titled Doreen and Ferdinand. Now this story is like a little chapter book. We're going to have chapter 1 spring, chapter 2 summer, chapter 3 fall, chapter 4 winter. We start with chapter 1, spring. Hello, I'm Cynthia. I've lived in Maine for years. I've a story for you about two white-tailed deer. Doreen and Ferdinand are the two deer I know. One year I fed them food and got to watch them grow. Doreen is called the doe. She's a female, a mom. Ferdinand is a fawn, a boy, and Doreen's son. When the season was spring, the snow melted away. I went out for a walk on a bright sunny day. I heard a noise and stopped. I stood still so to hear what had made the noise, and I saw it was two deer. I got to see a big mom deer with her baby, or a doe with her fawn. What a great sight to see! I walked home on the path that the deer sometimes use. I stopped and cleaned a spot where I could put some food. I found some corn I knew the deer would love to eat. I poured some on the ground in the spot I had cleaned. I went into the house. I sat by the window. I watched and waited for the doe and fawn to show. I sat and I waited for a very long time for that doe and her fawn. I was losing daylight. Outside everything had a grayish look to it. It's that way before dark. I could see just a bit. The doe appeared and ate some corn I left for her. She looked very nervous. She jumped, looked, and would quiver. The fawn appeared. He played. He was running around. He tried to eat, then spit out everything he found. Finally, the fawn ran to his mother to drink. The doe still feeds him milk. They need names, I did think. Doreen is what I did name the doe, or the mom. Ferdinand is what I named the fawn, or her son. Doreen finished eating all the corn I had left. She took Ferdinand back deep into the trees next. I went out the next day, and more corn I put down. I saw lots of deer tracks that were left on the ground. Doreen and Ferdinand kept coming back all spring. I'd watch them eat until darkness night time would bring. They would come once or twice every week to my home. I watched closely to see how Ferdinand did grow. I was lucky and watched Doreen and Ferdinand from the start of springtime to the time it did end. That brings us to the end of chapter 1. We'll be back with chapter 2.